Hey everybody! So I'm so excited. I've never made peach jelly before, so I knew there had to be a way to make jelly with the peels and possibly the seeds. Controversy on the seed, whether to use it or not, so use your own judgment if you decide to do that, and look it up. You get all the information. Anyway, this is not an instructional video like I always say. It's a how I do it video. Well, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta make some peach juice. Okay, so we're going to use scraps that I had from doing the peaches, and I've got 2 bags in the freezer, but I'm going to use the ones that are in the bowl that I did up today. Alright, here we go. You have to let it set overnight and get out all that beautiful juice. So the first thing we're going to do is put in all the scraps. Once you get your peach scraps in there, you want to fill it up with water, just enough to barely cover the top of the peach pills. Alrighty, so I drained that juice that I had sitting in the refrigerator overnight, and that's what I'm going to be making. Welcome back, everybody. I am finally going to make some peach jelly. To be honest with you, it has been, about 3 weeks. So I strained the juice out of the peelings after I had let it set overnight, and then I just set this jar in the refrigerator until I felt like I could get it done. So that's 3 cups of strained juice. I'm going to put that under the fire. If you hear a noise, it's because I am dehydrating some cilantro. Okay, so I measured out 3 cups of juice into the pan. Now I'm going to add 1 package of powdered pectin. And I'm going to bring this to a rigorous boil. And then after it boils, I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar. So I want to go ahead and get that pectin all stirred in real good. Okay, now I'm going to let that come to a boil before I add the sugar. And I have already got my water bath started. We're going to be water bathing for a simple 5 minutes. Okay, we have reached a boil. Now we're going to put, I'm only putting in a little less than 2 cups of sugar. And we're supposed to let that boil until it sheets off of a spoon, kind of like a jelly test. As always, this is not a how you do it video. This is how I do it video. Alright, so we're just waiting on that to get to a boil. Okay, so we got that to a good boil. Now we're just going to be testing it and wait for it to be done. And now, if it doesn't gel up, I'm perfectly fine with it being a syrup. But I gotta get it to thicken a little bit so that it doesn't just run off my spoon like water. Alright, let that come back to a boil. Looks like my water bath is probably done. It's bringing out a lot of steam, and I've got some jars ready. Okay, we're starting to come to a boil. Okay, while I'm getting the lids and such on, I'm going to pull this, my water bather up to the top. Woo! Move my canner up to the front so it'll be easier to put my jelly jars in. You want to make sure that your water is over your jars about 1 inch. And if they're not, you take the time to make sure they get there. Mine is not quite. So I'm going to fill up a quart jar and bring it over and dump it in. See if we can't get that water over those jars. Some people go ahead and have, you know, like a kettle full of water so that it's already hot and boiling. That looks good. Okay, we're going to put the lid back on, let it come to a boil, and boil for 5 minutes. Hey guys, thank you for coming along with me to make some peaches out of some peach skin. I appreciate you watching my video on how I made some peach jelly out of my scraps from my peaches. But you do it however it works for you. Fresh and all at once, or do it in little sections like I have to do. I'll show you how it turns out as soon as they're done and as soon as I know that they have sealed. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow. So I'm sitting here editing the video and I'm not feeling very well. I took a break a while ago from editing and went and got my shower done, and now I just feel kind of weak and kind of shaky. So I'm gonna go in and get something to eat. Maybe that'll do something with my sugars and I won't feel so shaky. Well, they sure are pretty, but they're all liquid, which I knew they probably would be. So I'm going to be throwing them all back in the pan, and we're going to see if I can stay in here long enough to get them things gelled. And they didn't even seal. That one might have. Alright, let's take them over to the pan. Okay, I'm going to bring that up to a boil. Alrighty, we got a nice boil on that. And if it doesn't thicken up here in just a few minutes, somebody told me a little trick. You could put some lemon juice in there, and that would help. So, we'll see. Squeeze a fresh lemon in there. Okay, we'll let that come back to boil, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've decided to let this one go for 10 minutes. If it doesn't thicken up, I'm going to have to try one more thing, which is to put 1 more cup of sugar in it, and that will have all the sugar in it that it was required to have. Okay, I'm getting out the sugar now. Half a cup. And that makes another cup of sugar. So altogether I have 3 cups of sugar, which is what the recipe called for. Alright, so now we're just going to bring this back up to a boil and see what happens. I'm just going to let it boil and boil and boil until it thickens, hopefully. I can actually feel it thickening a little bit. Not much, you can still see it pouring out. But some of it is sticking to the spoon. I put a lot of work into these scrap peach jelly just to get 4 jars, but I'll tell you what, hopefully it's going to be so yummy. It's going to be like way worth it. My knees are starting to hurt. My knees are starting to hurt. Da 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 da. I'm afraid it's going to just boil down to nothing. Okay, I've been working on this jelly for 20 minutes now. And I'm done. It might not be done, but I'm done. Made a mess on my stove, and I don't know, it's just beginning to not be worth it. So I'm gonna quit while I'm having fun. Boy, it really did boil down a lot. Okay, into the, you know what, I'm not even going to water bath these. I'm just going to put lids on these and let them do whatever they are going to do, and then I'll just stick them in my refrigerator. Guys, thank you for joining me on this sticky journey. Well, it'd been about 25 minutes since I put the lid on that jelly. I'm going to take a quick peek at my jelly and see what it's doing there. What I tell you at the beginning of this video, it's not a how you do it video, it's just a how I do it video, and it always seems to work out. Now that makes me happy. Thank you, Jesus.